the living accommodations in Afghanistan vary from base to base. There's the places I stayed in were either a tent or a concrete building. The concrete buildings were 3 guys to a room. Concrete buildings are nice because first of all, they were usually air conditioned and heated alternatively depending on what point of time, what day of the month it was. Also the concrete would actually help to protect you from incoming mortar rounds or rockets from the shrapnel or stray bullets, what have you. They were just more comfortable. They were quieter, and they were just much nicer. But the second place that I went to the first tour, which was Kalagoosh, and the second tour in Torkham Gate, both of those had accommodations that weren't really as great. In Kalagoosh, there was we had tents that were instead of it being 3 guys to a room, it was about 8 guys to a tent, but it was like each man had like their own like little cubicle. So what that it wasn't too bad because every man had like their own like 12 by 12 like spot, and you had a pretty decent amount of privacy there. If you just wanted to like sleep in peace or whatever. But they were tents, so they didn't offer a whole lot of protection. And then the second tour was we had like these plywood buildings that were constructed, and they were kind of the same setup as the tents were, but same thing, about 8 guys to a building, but once again every person had like their own little cubicle. The only difference was that the buildings were a step up from the tents because when it rained you didn't hear it pattering on the roof like you would in one of the tents. So, but the the concrete buildings are a luxury that I never really got to experience for long. It's just the way it goes.